being called racist in South Africa in 2025 as a white person essentially has no meaning, because instead of the actual definition, which is to mistreat someone on the basis of their race, it has been expanded to mean criticizing any black person under any circumstances, even if that criticism is fair, reasonable, or accurate. Simply by being white, a large portion of South Africa's population will see me and assume, without even ever listening to what I have to say, that they already know what I believe and what I think. Therefore, if I say things like black economic empowerment legislation has enriched a small black elite while leaving the vast majority poor, or if I point out that South Africa has one of the highest rates of violent crime in the world, or if I point out that our unemployment rate and failing economy are among the worst also in the world, all of these things primarily affecting black people, there will still be individuals who tell me to shut up simply because they don't want to hear these facts from a white person. So, this is why, if someone calls me racist today, it just bounces off. Because when that accusation is employed, the people using it imagine it as like a magic spell, which will work to silence me, because they think that calling someone racist is the absolute worst thing you can do to them. And yes, in South Africa, there are very real legal consequences for being found guilty of racism. But at this point, the country is in such a disastrous state that being called racist is the least of my concerns. The main reason I'm making this video today is to point out that South Africa will fail because its citizens care more about their egos than solutions. I'll put it to you straight. The way to fix the problems in South Africa are fairly simple and straightforward in principle. What needs to happen, firstly, is that we need to raise our education standards back to what they used to be. The reason why everybody is at each other's throats these days is that education standards are so low that the vast majority of our people, regardless of their race, do not develop the ability to think for themselves or to think critically. When 30% is considered good enough for an academic pass, it's no wonder we have a nation of idiots. The next thing that would need to happen for South Africa to become prosperous would be for the government to stop interfering in the economy. As I've already said, black economic empowerment legislation has mainly benefited a small black elite who are all politically connected or in other ways influential. They don't care about the average black person, and they certainly don't care about your families or your futures. But the reason that these things do not change and do not improve is that, for example, when it comes to education, our government doesn't want a population that is intelligent or able to think for itself, because stupid, poor people are far more easy to manipulate and control. And if you look at the kinds of things that the government uses to keep us divided, they are often very surface level things that rely on emotional manipulation rather than the facts of any given situation. Because our politicians understand very well that if you can keep people angry, then you can distract them from your own criminal behavior and focus their attention on some target that keeps you out of the line of fire, so to speak. And so this is why I say South Africa will continue to fail, because for the vast majority of our people, their egos and their subjective feelings matter more than doing what is necessary to actually fix the problems in South Africa. And I don't make these videos because I think I'm actually going to change anything. If you look at me as a person, I'm just a random white guy with a tiny social media presence and literally no political power whatsoever. I continue to make these videos because it's important to me to at least have some record of my thoughts and opinions about this country and my experience within it as a lifelong South African, so that if anything ever happens to me, at least I've left something behind for other people to look back on. And I guess you could think of it as my legacy, or what I think is important for the world to know about me and what I think. As always, I hope you found something of value in this content, and if not, too bad. Look after yourselves, take care of each other, and for now, farewell.